Hello, welcome, I'm Devil Sniper and this is episode 14, my career mode with Newcastle United. So we have a home tie against Bolton Wanderers, that's at James's Park, and I'm looking for the boys to continue a mini arrival, a good little run, and pick up some much needed points. The last game we played was against Liverpool and, you know, we lost, and rightly so, but the game before that we picked up a good win, so I want to try and get some continuity and some consistency, see if we can put a bit of a run going into the end of the season. As you see, we started off quite brightly, nearly made a defensive error, but we came away with the ball and played some nice football. Ben Arthur was instrumental, creating space, knocking the ball into Tiato, who knocks it into Cabai. Cabai is such a brilliant player, gives it to Bar. Bar knocks it into Tiato, and Tiato doesn't unleash a rocket, he just unleashes a very well placed daisy cutter into the bottom corner. An absolute fantastic goal, and that boy has been epic all season. I would like to have seen what we could have done if Tiato was fit and we didn't have him out for those 3 months, which really cost us. And then our defending let us down once again. It allowed Kevin Davies in to score quite a good goal, to be fair. It was a cheeky little chip, and I was quite surprised he had the ability to do that. But it was quite a shame. And then madness, absolute madness. The one thing that we've struggled with all season is discipline. And Tiato, for no real apparent reason, just sieves him out and gives away a needless free kick on the halfway line and gets himself sent off, which is really disappointing. And Cisse had an absolute rocket attempt that was pushed onto the post by the keeper. And Bolton really didn't create much. This is the closest they got to scoring. You know, good defending, shadow him out, had a shot, but the keeper was always going to save that. I'd expect him to save that as well, to be fair. And then we started knocking the ball around again, and we were lucky to get a free kick. I didn't see much wrong with the challenge, to be quite fair. And Bolton utilised this free kick to bring on a couple of players. I didn't feel that I wanted to freshen the legs up. I was quite happy with the way the boys were playing, regardless of being down to 10 men. And Cabai was having a little look at this, thinking he's going to go top right hand corner there, and then all of a sudden he sees out the side of his eye that Bar's made a sneaky little move. He's got a little bit of space and he knocks it into Bar. Bar takes one touch and lets rip with an absolute beast of a shot. That was such a well crafted free kick, just knocks it to him nonchalantly, one touch, bang, 2-1 Newcastle. And that made me extremely happy, because that's the way the game finished, and rightly so. We deserved a 2-1. We were the better team with 11 men, and we were still the better team with 10 men. So let's have a look at the league table. As you can see, we played 32 games, won 14, drew 6, lost 12, which is disgraceful. And we're 10 points away now from 6th position, which is not good. Not good at all. And obviously Tiato's going to be out for a few games, which is not very good. And Colaccini is coming back after being out for a few games due to a suspension. As I said, we haven't had the best of luck with suspensions this season. Quite bad discipline, so we won't be getting into any fair play cups as such, or winning any awards anyway. So we've got Swansea, and the last time we played Swansea at St James's Park, we shared an enthralling 3-3 draw, which really disappointed me because we were the better team, but our lacklustre defending, as normal, always cost us valuable points. You know, those 3 points in the home game could have been, would have made a huge difference. But we start off brightly. Some fantastic interchanging football there with Cisse and Bar absolutely setting the world on fire. And Bar nicks in to score yet another goal. The boy's on fire. I think he's hit about 24, 25 goals this season. And that was the closest Swansea got to our goal in the first half, which for me was a dirty little dive, to be quite frank. And then all of a sudden our creativity just seemed to disappear. We didn't know what to do with the ball in front of goal. We were breaking through all the time, but we just didn't know what to do. We go into the second half and Demba Ba just decides, you know, this is what we should do when we get hold of the ball, and unleashes a fantastic shot into the top corner to make it 2-0. That was an absolutely brilliant finish, and you can see it means so much to him. He's running around like an absolute headless chicken, and all the boys are going over to celebrate with him. You know, it does mean a lot for my lads to be doing well. You know, they're disappointed that we're not going to make top 6, but what can you do? And then lacklustre defending, what does it do? You guessed it. it cost us a goal in the 71st minute, which was really disappointing, but these things happen. Hargreaves has a crack, hits the post with an awesome shot, and Ben Arthur was unlucky not to finish the follow-up. But then for me, the goal of the game comes from Colaccini. Look at that scissor kick. Oh my God. Centre-back extraordinaire with what a cracking goal. Still not as good as Danny Simpson's though, I must say, to be fair. So, surprising to me, I got back, opened up my emails, and Demba Ba is out for 3 weeks with a sprained knee. That's all I bloody need going into the latter part of the season, is my star striker out with a sprained knee. I really gutted, you know. We haven't been lucky with injuries, we haven't been lucky with suspensions, to be quite frank. And we have an away tie at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Now, as you probably remember, earlier in the season we beat Chelsea, so they're going to be out for revenge. We're our star striker down, and we're in need of points. You know, I could really do with 3 points here. I'd settle for 1 point, but it didn't matter what we'd done. You know, we were just, again, it's so frustrating. We were just lacklustre. Our defending was just plain and simply abysmal. Consistency has been pretty consistent, to be fair, all season. Our consistency in defence is trash, and we were rightly beaten 2-0 by Chelsea. They were the better team on the day, and that was very frustrating, but not long now until the season is over.